So I wiped out the wheel bearing on this. I don't know what I did. I replaced the drum and did all the stuff, but anyways, it made some noise for a little while, and I thought it was because I hadn't finished adjusting the brakes. So I just adjusted the brakes a couple of days ago, and then I went and picked up a load of sand. And pretty much as I pulled out onto the road, I could tell that I'm going to have a problem. And it's only 9 miles, and I tried to take it as slow as I could, but with a ton nearly of sand in there, yeah, it was just billowing smoke, and it barely wants to move now. So bearing is shot, it's gone. What can I salvage? Hopefully at least the drum, since that was brand new. I'll have to see, but another motivation for getting this thing done as quick as I can so I can get that resolved. Welcome back to Soft Hands Garage. We got a run-in last video. If you didn't see it, go check it out. This video, we're going to get it idling. That's the goal. That's the objective here. Get this thing running. We got it running off its own fuel pump last video too, but no idle, leaking, all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna work on the carb rebuild kit and get that done. Let's get going. Here it is. It does not look cruddy at all. I mean, it's clean as a whistle, honestly. Got the old cork gasket in here. But this says 1915. And the manual says it should be a 1904. And I'm not finding anything for 1915. So I don't know exactly, like that's some kind of a sub-model or something. But I'm probably going to end up getting the 1904. It's like 1904, 1908. It's like a combination of them. And all the gaskets look similar to what would be on here. So I'm going with that, and we'll see what happens. This is where it was leaking right here. So when I said the base, I didn't mean down here. It was actually up here. So that one's probably shrunk. I can see the gasket in there. I don't know if it's cork or what, but that's primarily going to be it. I mean, this whole thing, though, is just, the needle's moving up and down, float needle. I'll clean out all the passages and stuff, and, I'll probably take that out, I guess. Might as well. But it's so clean. I don't really see a whole lot. I hear that the parts in the kit are often not as good a quality as what was in here. So I'm liking that everything's good looking in here. And probably if I'm just going to take the parts that, the gaskets and stuff primarily, and leave the rest of it, just kind of alone. I will, of course, like I say, take it apart and clean all the passages and everything on it, but probably won't necessarily replace all the parts. Ooh, that is huge. Oh. There are check balls in here, so I'm going to have that to deal with at some point. I don't know where. Came right off. Got a little crud on there. I'll clean that up. Just looking right now. I'll probably wait for the kit at this point. Yeah, I went ahead and pulled the pin. It was just easy, it just came right out. Had to turn the needle hooky there so that it would let it out. Wow, that's not that easy. But it comes out. Oh my gosh, the thing's perfect. Okay. I'll bet those check balls are in here. So I will wait now for sure. I'm done. Okay, I'll probably take this off too. Turns out I'm going to have to take this whole thing apart to identify the appropriate kit. I just did that for starters. This is kind of crusty, crunchy. I don't know if that would have worked too well, but that's for high vacuum. Keeps this off of this valve here, basically, so that when you're at high vacuum, which is idle, oh, for the love of Pete, now I can't operate it, but anyway, when it's high vacuum, that stays off of this valve that opens the valve. It's spring loaded, so when it is low vacuum, that'll drop and opens this valve for more fuel. So low or high vacuum at idle, and then low vacuum while you're running, want more fuel. So that's what that thing is. And then anyways, right here is where it's supposed to be stamped with the model number, and I don't even see remnants of a stamp, let alone, you know, like one worn or anything. I don't know, maybe that's a number up there. I have to get my glass on. It's hard to discern between the like minor like casting imperfections. I mean, they're talking about corrosion. I don't see any really that's corrosion, but maybe it is, I guess, but mostly just casting imperfections, and you can't make anything. I might be able to, I might actually see something up there. I have to get my glasses. Anyway, if not, I have to pull this all out of here and actually measure the accelerator pump, which is underneath this. The shaft on it is like 1/8 of an inch different between the two different primary models. So I have to determine that before I can order the kit. So either I find something on there or I have to pull this all apart. So I'll check that. Yeah, I confirm there's definitely no discernible stampings in that, even with my glasses on. Actually, I confirmed with my glasses that I was seeing something that wasn't there. So I got to take it apart, you know, at least this part out here, so I can get to the. Take these out so I can get to the accelerator pump. Where did I do? Okay, well here it is, but it was way too small for this. I don't think that's gonna cut it. Oh, it is. There's nothing in here very tight, which is cool. The kit, kind of interestingly, comes with this. Not really sure why you have to replace that. It's got some sort of a seal on there, but I guess maybe it just gets clogged and you just replace it. Weird. Anywho, there's that. Try to keep things together as best I can. Oh, that's okay. That makes it a lot easier to get to the float needle, but I got it out of there. It's fine. Why this? Oh, there we go. Good distance. I don't even know where it went. Oh well, I get a new one of those too. I'll find it. Yeah, nothing is too very tight in here. It's just like snug. I could maybe even get these loose with my fingers, but that's the way they want them too. So let's go back together. Wow, kind of glued down there. Oh yeah, I need to do one now if I didn't. I got a lot of cleaning to do on this one. That is just on there. Sheesh. Actually, that's a lot cleaner than I thought it was going to come out of there. Oh, I would say I got the long one, but I'll check it anyway. This is kind of interesting. And one of the check balls is right there that holds that. All right, well, that's as far as I needed to take it down. I'm also going to get the carb dip. So I just want, rather than just trying to spray out all these passages, I'm going to dip it. It'll come out a lot nicer looking too, that way. Cool. All right, I'll get that ordered. Okay, the kit is ordered and the dip is ordered. So I got, today's Tuesday, they were both ordered today. Should have them both by the weekend. Thursday for the dip, no idea for sure on the kit, but I would think by Friday, or this weekend, Saturday at least. Should have that. So in the interim, I am going to go ahead and pull the intake off and scuff and shoot it. I don't know if you can make it out, but the difference is right here. Nice shiny paint, dull paint. That's what happened when the carb leaked on it. I don't know. What are you supposed to do? This thing is going to leak gas at some point, or get gas on it at some point. Anyways, another reason I'm going to go ahead and do that is, first of all, I got 2 bolts that I got to take off, 3. Because the standoff, or well, this isn't standoff, the spring return mount thingy here doesn't go here. Actually, I think it goes here. I got pictures from the original. I finally got that. They were on a crashed hard drive, and I got that. So I know exactly where everything goes now. And then this issue right here is too much. I can't handle it. I can't get a socket on that or a wrench or anything to really tighten that down. So I am going to go ahead and risk it and trim some of that back. Just get my Dremel and cut that brazing. So there was at least 4 bolts plus the clean, grinding a little bit there that I got to do. So it's a good time to do it while the carb's off of it. So I'm going to do that right now. Try to only take what I absolutely have to have. Perfection. All right. Now we'll scuff her up, paint it. I'm very glad that I found not found, but recovered my pictures. I took all of this in close-up shots. I just didn't have access to it. So I was looking at other people's pictures. Somebody did use this as a spring return, but it's because they swapped the carburetor and used something else. And so that worked for them. That is not what that's for. This is, in fact, for the throttle cable. It has on it a clamp, basically, that goes on here. Comes from the firewall. It's still, going through the firewall right now. I left it on there. And clamps onto here and then goes over to the carburetor. And then I found that the tie downs are here like this. Exactly where these are is where they're supposed to go. And then this one has a hole in it. Did I say tie downs? The standoffs. Anyways, this one has a hole, and that's where the return spring goes for the throttle, because it's pulling from this way, and then it's pulling it back here. So, and then I did Plasta dip on the ends, and I went real thick on it. My assumption is that's supposed to be for, they do the rubber thing, so you've got these wires going through, and it may have been just because the old type wires, they'd get some continuity between the standoff and the wire. So anyways, I don't think that's probably an issue with these, but I did it anyway, and I think it looks really cool. So that's kind of mainly it. I'm not doing it justice with the videos. This thing looks so good. You got to see it in person sometime. I'm still waiting on the carb kit. It's only Wednesday, but I just haven't seen any movement on it, and I'm just hoping that they have not updated it. In the interim, I'm going to clean up the shift fork. Really, the thing is all the grease, the old grease in there with the clip. And but anyways, paint the other side of it. Why not? And clean that up, and then I'm gonna see if there's some way I can manually operate this thing to see if that clutch releases. I have an idea about maybe I could test it using the alignment tool to do it, you know. So if I could like just really crank down on this thing and get those fingers pushed on the clutch, maybe I should, if I could turn it with the alignment tool, maybe that, if I can, that kind of tells me it's good. Lob of that in there. Put it out. Simulating clutch, or the transmission being in there. Yeah, no, there's no way, no possibility I'm gonna flex those. We're just never gonna know until we actually try to disengage it and put it in gear. Oh well, it was a thought. Well, since that didn't work, I'm kind of out of things to do until I get my kit, so I thought I'd go ahead, and this is driving me nuts, but this is there's absolutely no play. Top, bottom, side to side. That is solid. What I did find was, and I got it in park right now, but the brakes were locked up on it. And so now I'm completely baffled. I backed it off. That's what I did to start with. I was like, I gotta back those off to get the drum off anyway. So I used the adjustment and backed them out, and all of a sudden everything started spinning and seemed fine. I took it for a drive. Everything is fine, except I still hear this rubbing noise in here somewhere. I think I got two different things going on here. Number one, the rubbing, it's not consistent. It's not a constant rubbing noise. It's a whoosh, whoosh, whoosh at slow speeds. That's been since I did the new drum, brakes, all that. That's one issue, I think. The other issue is trying to account for that, thinking that maybe it was I had never quite gotten it. They're self-adjusting, right? So I thought, I got it close. It'll self-adjust when I do the backup thing and stuff. Well, I never did that, and it was too loose, and I tightened it up, a couple of rolls of the adjuster, and, it was just barely rubbing. I took it around the block. 2 days later, I went and got the sand. Okay, so what I think is going on there is I have not really operated this thing to the point where, with the new drum, the new brakes, everything, where all the fluid is flowing and pushing and doing the thing that it's should be doing. I should be making the adjustments as I drive it casually over a couple of weeks or something, not going and getting a ton of sand and anyways. So I think that may be what that is, and it locked them up because all of the fluid caught up, and now you've got all that weight on there and everything, and the whole thing locked up. That's what I think. Tell me I'm an idiot, it's fine. Then I think that the inconsistent rubbing that it's back to now that I've adjusted them out a bit, I think is that deal with the guy I had mentioned that said about buying these new hubs. He would always have them turned immediately because they're all out around. And so I didn't do that. I can't see by my eye that it's not, it looked fine to me is what I'm saying. So maybe that's what that is. Still would need to take it off and have them turn it, but do I got to take the hub out? This other question. Do I got to take the stinking hub out for them to turn it, or can they turn it with the hub on? Because if I got to take the hub out, it's fine. I'm gonna let it run like that. I'm gonna let it stay out around because I'm not doing it again. All right, there's the stuff. Now, what all am I putting in there? This is going to come in the new kit, so no real point in that. The throttle body, the thingamajig, car body. I don't know if I want to put all the hardware. I can just clean that with a quick brush. See what we can fit, I guess, because this is actually... yeah, a little bit at a time, I guess. Guys, it only takes me a day to forget my name. It's been a couple days, 3 days since I had this apart, and I forgot to take that out. I forgot to take the idle adjustment screw out. All right, that's all cleaned up. I'm gonna go back over the gasket surfaces with a blade, but otherwise it's ready to go. I pulled the main jet out, cleared all the passages, everything's great. All right, Mike's carburetor parts. And the way we're gonna know this is right is by this little bugger. And those look pretty much perfect. As I think I mentioned, the guy selling the kit just says use silicone spray on the gaskets. But I got kind of a pro tip from the guy who does these things. Not that the guy that sells them doesn't do them too, but he actually recommends this stuff, graphite lubricant. All the holes are open. Okay. Oh, crap. I forgot something. So, a good reason to have the graphite. Now, this doesn't stick since I have to take it back out already. All right, so spring. Then glasses. Ball. Okay. Now it's ready to go in. I'd forgotten the spring, so I had to take it off and do it again. Pin it. It's supposed to be 13/64, which this is a little scale they gave me, and so 12. But it's in 30 seconds, so you have to split them. And this thing, so that's 12, a little over 12. That is just a shade over the 12. I mean, you know, I'm on the other side of this ruler here, so it's, you know, it's good. It's flat, and it's both of them are exactly the same. So that's should be perfect. That's where it was leaking. Where is that? And then this is the front. We got the front. That's what I need really on everything. If I could just have that telling me exactly what to do. All right, back on. I don't know what I did with nuts, but we'll lock that down. Put the fuel line back on, and hook up the vacuum advance, and we're ready to give her a try. All right, here we go. I don't know where all the water goes. I've got over 7 gallons in here, and it's just about here. So keep an eye on that, but I mean, it can't get any lower than that, I wouldn't think. There's no water on the ground, so I don't know. All right, what I'm going to do is plug it in. Now I'm just going to fill the bowl and see how that goes, if I can get to it. I'm going to take the air filter ring off. And hopefully it'll draw from there. All right, here we go. Got over 60 and 65 psi. Nothing on the gauge, but looking all right. Let's look around at it. All right, so can't see. Yeah, you get a little movement. So the the idle, it's not sitting down there. Oh man, look at that. Here, check this out. No smoke. Tiny bit of a little wobble maybe there. Nothing there yet. Oh my gosh, oh crap. How do I shut it off? Oh my gosh, it's leaking everywhere. Unbelievable. Okay. Thankfully I was videoing it, so I was able to go back and look a little bit at what was going on here. I think, nothing was leaking, and then it just was pouring out, and I'm thinking it was right there, maybe. And I'm thinking maybe the float needle is not shutting is going to be my problem, and it finally filled up and was coming out here. That made a mess. Yeah, the paint hung on for the most part, but now I guess I got some wipe off there. It's fine, right? One of these days it's just going to do that, but not today, or not now. I'm going to fix that again. Float was set correctly. Why would it not be seating? Gonna have to think on that one. All right, I've had it running for a couple minutes. There it goes. There it went. So it's doing, that's what it's doing. Getting up there. It's moving. It is not sealing. Maybe I'll put the old needle back in. Yeah. Doing it again. Yeah, it just starts coming out, so it's not seating in there. What else is it? I replaced, this is the new seat that came with the kit, and I put the old one back on. The thing with it was, this is where that, the jet goes in, screw, and it was kind of wobbly, and so I thought maybe that was the issue, so I went to tighten it. It was pretty tight, and I didn't want to go bear down on it, so I'm thinking maybe there's something wrong with that, or maybe it just needed tighter. But since I had it all apart, I went with the old one. There's nothing wrong with it. I cleaned it up, sprayed through it, everything was good. So we're gonna try her again. Had to get some more gas in the mustard bottle. By now, I think it was already pouring out of there. Still getting back here. Oh, Mazzoli. There was that backfire we've been waiting for. It is not leaking. Well, I didn't like that seat for one reason or another. That's still not moving. Not opened up yet. Not registering anything. I had it moving before. But it's not showing anything right now. I don't see any dripping, but it's wet. Yeah, that's up burning something off there. You can make that out with the smoke. Woo! Smoky. Not much gas in there, but I don't think I'm getting anything registering on that. It should be warm by now. Pretty darn warm. Ah, burning my eyes, whatever the heck's burning off of there. Holy crap. There it goes. Okay. Holy crap. Yeah. Well, there's that. Well, it puked. I don't know. What does that mean? Does it mean the thermostat didn't open? I don't know. But this wasn't leaking this time, and I don't know about the base. Well, the throttle body, if that was leaking or not, I couldn't. Let's say as soon as I started pouring stuff down there, you know, there was some definite drippage that I had to mop up, but then it just kind of looked like it was still moist. I don't think I don't know if I maybe spilled it off the side down here or something like that, possibly. Anyway, seems to have resolved the float seat issue there with the putting the old one back in. And I'm not real sure what I'm dealing with here now is the only other thing. And of course I'm not getting any heat on my gauge, so that's not helping at this point. All right, well, just some things to work on, right? Well, I should have tested that thermostat when I had it out. Dang it. May not be good. I don't know. It seems like that should have been opening and flowing, right? So it's probably no good. Not a big deal, get a new thermostat. But I don't want to run it again until I got that. I may order some cheap temperature gauge for running it while I'm testing on it a little bit. I probably know May about it. I'm going to do it and get a new thermostat. Water being out of it's not a big deal. I may just get some more water, but I am going to drain half of it out and put some concentrate in it so that I can leave it in there, because it's going to be a while before I get the cab on and can, mount it where it's supposed to go. So it's just going to be like this for a while. So might as well go ahead and put the concentrate in it. That's going to be it for this one. I don't know what I got lots to do. So check back in for the next time. It's going to be cool. Going to be a lot more stuff going on now with it as we keep going here.